Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Hopefully I can add some happy squish vibes to your day today. Okay, so a little while ago on my Instagram story, I asked y'all to submit some questions that you might want me to answer in a video on here. So today I'm going to be going through some of those and answering them. And if you submitted a question and don't hear me answer it today, don't worry. This will most likely be a multi-parter YouTube video, so definitely check back later when I post another one of these, and you'll probably have your question answered in that video. Also, I'm going to have Mr. Fuzzamello Connor with me to answer some of these questions for you guys. Okay, so our first question is, how did you hear about Squishmallows? Okay, so that's a good question. So I think I got my first Squishmallow back in about 2018, and I believe it was a gift from my mom. I can't remember exactly what my first Squishmallow was. It was probably either one of the original stackable Squishmallows that they have, or it was like a Valentine's 5-inch one, something like that, that she gave to me for either Easter or a Valentine's Day gift. But I think that was when I first got them, and this is a little bit before they were really huge. So it didn't really kickstart my collecting days like right then and there, but it did kind of spark my interest because I started collecting them or just accumulating them every now and then it just kind of snowballed into a full-blown collection from there with the help of like friends getting involved and just stuff like that. So I think that was kind of how I heard about them, I guess, just kind of stumbling upon them in a way. Okay, our next question. Aside from cows, what other squish do you enjoy collecting? Okay, so I'm gonna put Mr. Connor off to the side for a second. But in general, I really love the cow squishmallows and the food squishmallows. The food squishmallows are so adorable to me. So other than cows, that's probably the bulk of the rest of my collection. So I'll show you a few of my food squishmallows that I really like. Okay, so first we have Little Gouda. I literally am so obsessed with him. He is, I think, a 10-inch, and I think this is one of the few sizes that they've actually released him in. I think there's been stuff about maybe a clip coming out, which I will definitely want to get him in the clip size, but I just really like the grilled cheese idea, and so when I saw that they were coming out with it, I knew that I really wanted to get this one. I believe this one was released at Target, and that's where I got it from, but I just love the details on him. He's so cute. I also love that they have the cheese around him, so it's like a 3D effect, and I think that's a really good idea, so definitely had to have him. Okay, some of the other food squishmallows I like. I love Little Floyd and Carl. I actually don't have Carl the cheeseburger in this size. I just have him in a clip. So someday I need to get him in the 5-inch too, so that I have a little match for Floyd, because I have Floyd and Carl in the clip, and then I just have Floyd in the 5-inch. But I think I got him from Claire's, or it was a gift from somebody from Claire's. I think Claire's may have had the Carl cheeseburger 5-inch too. It just wasn't released at the same time as this one, at least when I got it. So I'll have to be looking out for that one at some point. And then I also absolutely adore the pancake squishmallows. They are so cute, especially this one. I think she is literally adorable. And this is the one that has the little syrup and butter on top of her head. So I think there are a couple versions of her, this one with that kind of top, and then one that has the flower on the front. But I have this pancake in the 5-inch, the 8-inch, and I think she's a 16-inch. But I really love her. I love that it curves in like actual stack of pancakes. I think that was such a clever idea, so I absolutely had to have her in my collection. And last but certainly not least, I absolutely love Miss Junie. As you can maybe tell, I don't know if you can see it up here, but it's probably cut out, but these are the bottoms of a couple more of my Junies. But this is the 5-inch Junie. I actually got this one from another collector in Canada, so I was so thankful that she was able to send me this one. But I do have some when they came to the US as well, but this was before they were in the US, so I was so glad and lucky to get her. But she is probably my favorite non-cow squishmallow. I just love the banana. So I guess they didn't have a banana when I first started collecting, but I was really like, y'all need to make a banana, so I'm so glad they decided to do so. Okay, so I'm also gonna leave Connor sitting off to the side for this next question, but my next question from you guys are squish the only thing you collect? So definitely squishmallows are the main thing that I collect, but I do have some other plush from other companies in my collection that I collect, and I don't obviously collect them as avidly as I collect Squishmallows, but there are some favorites that are non-Squishmallows in my collection, so I'm going to show you some of those too. Okay, so I'm sure many of you have heard of Bum Bums, but I do have some Bum Bums. These two are some of my favorites. I think this, I don't remember exactly how they do sizes for Bums, but I think this might be like the 4-inch size or something, but I think they are so teeny and perfect. I love the ketchup and the little salt. So again, you see my love for food plush coming through and some other types of plush besides Squishmallows, but I just love them. I think he's a little rare one, so he was in little mystery boxes, and then this one I got from Claire's, but I just love these guys. I also do like a lot of the Pom Pals, so again, food yet again. I have the little ketchup and the little mustard Pom Pals. I just saw them together and I was like, okay, these are so cute. I'm a big ketchup fan just in general, which probably explains why I also have a Bums ketchup, but I'm not a huge mustard fan. But since I saw them together, I just thought, oh my gosh, I can't get one without the other, so I had to get the pair. I also have some plush from a brand called Punchkins. This is one of them. Again, another food. I totally did not plan this when I was looking through the other stuff that I collect. I didn't mean to really only pick food related plush, but that's pretty much my collection in general. But they're really cute. I love their little legs, and they all have little sayings on this one. So this one says, "You're spudtacular." So because it's a potato or a spud, I think that's really cute, and it has a little butter on top with a little smiley face, but I really like them. Love the feet. Okay, so there's one other plush brand that I've recently discovered that I really like, and they're called Smokos. And this is Teo the potato, I believe. And so these are both different versions of him, and I think he's my favorite. I believe they have other characters that are a similar style to these, but this one's just the potato guy. So I have these two in my collection, the little hot dog. I just thought he was so cute and just had to get him. This one's from Target. And then a little, I guess he's a crocodile, little croc Teo, or yeah, croc Tato, I guess is how you say it, but he's really cute too. I got him from a local toy store that's like local to my area, so I was really excited. But I really just have them in this size, and these two actually chill out in my kitchen for some reason. I think they really kind of add some personality, so that's where they hang out. Okay, so for our next question, I'm gonna bring Mr. Connor back out. So our next question is, what got you into collecting Squishmallows? Okay, so this one might sound a little similar to the first one, I guess, because it's kind of like, why or how did you hear about Squishmallows? So now it's like, what got you into collecting? So I would say, since I just started accumulating them over time, I really started to like them. And as a child, I just loved collecting plush and stuffed animals in general. They brought me so much happiness. Of course, I was like limited to the amount that I could get by my parents, but it was just such a point of joy for me as a kid. So I think that love for plush came out as I was older too. And also when my friends started really liking them too, and I started kind of going out and squish hunting with them, that kind of helped spark the collecting phase for me. And especially when I started to find Squishmallows that I really liked, especially the cows. And so I could kind of decide which ones I wanted to be picking, be a little more picky about which ones I wanted to put in my collection, because at the start I was just buying whichever ones I saw that were cute. But now I kind of just curate my collection a little bit more, especially to the food and cow Squishmallows. So it just really started snowballing over time with the help of my love for plush in general and my friends doing it as well. So it just became like a fun little activity and turned into this. Okay, next one. How long have you been collecting? All right, so like I kind of said earlier, I believe I got my first Squishmallow in 2018, but again, I wasn't really avidly collecting at that time. So even though I got my first one in 2018 and got a few along the way, I don't think I started really avidly collecting Squishmallows until about 2021. I started my Instagram account in 2022, so I kind of had time to build up my collection before I started posting about it. But around 2021 was definitely when I started collecting. Okay, next one. So our next question is, what is your dream Squishmallow? Okay, I really like this question. This is a good one. So it definitely used to be the San Diego Check-In Series Connor that was from 2022, the Grayscale Connor. It definitely used to be that one, but I am so incredibly grateful that I was able to add him to my collection. So I guess it's not that one anymore. And then I think it definitely used to be Fuzzamello Connor, especially since I had been looking for him for so long, and I would see pictures of him in other people's collections, and he would just look so cute and perfect. It just made me want him even more. But I also have him already thanks to my mom. So I guess my dream Squishmallow now would be like a 24-inch Connor or Ronnie. I know they have already released those, but I was definitely not collecting when they did so, or at least not collecting avidly enough to know that they were released. But the only 24-inch Squishmallow cow that I have currently is Miss Ingrid, but I would love more of those. And since Connor's my favorite cow, I would absolutely love a 24-inch version of him or Ronnie. I think Ronnie's probably my like second favorite cow, or definitely in the top 3. So that would be really fun to have a 24-inch version of him too. So those are probably next on my list. Okay, our second to last question is, will you ever build Legos of your Squishmallows? Okay, this is a fun question. I'm going to set Connor down a little bit for this one. So I know a lot of people just like free build with Legos. I personally am not that talented to be able to free build a Squishmallow out of Legos myself. But in similar topic to Lego building and everything, there is a brand called Builder that Squishmallows collabed with. And so they have their own kind of buildable Squishmallows themselves. And I have had some of them. So let me show you some of those. So here are some of the figures that I've already made, little Ingrid and Marshall. So they have the little squishy bellies themselves, which is really cute. I think that was a really cute addition for these. But I've already built some of the characters, and I am not that great at building, but these are actually really easy to build. So that was really nice. But you can find them at Target, and I believe Walgreens is carrying them now too. So they have little figures on their own, but they also have little sets. So this is probably my next set that I want to build. It's a little Patty set, and she's got the little farmer's market thing. And I believe her bio tag has to do with this, so that's why she comes with the little farmer's market thing. So I really think that's a cute idea. Little carrots and everything. So I'm really excited to build this one. So I think this is my next build. So while it's not Legos, I think this is like the closest thing I'll probably get to doing this myself. Okay, so for our final question for this video, it is, which Squishmallow is your most expensive one? Okay, so this one is a good question too. I think I have like 4 that I can think of that were pretty expensive just in general, compared to just retail price, because I've gotten most of these more expensive ones from other collectors, and they were just probably rare or really special ones. So the top 4 I can think of is, let's see, so she's actually right behind me. So this one right here, I actually got as a gift from my fiance for my birthday, but I believe that was also from another collector. So I think how you pronounce her name is Kalinda. If I pronounce that wrong, I'm so sorry. But I think she's definitely in the top 4 of expensive Squishmallows in my collection. Then I also got Miss Olga from my fiance for a birthday present. So I got Kalinda and Olga at the same time. And I think just together they were more expensive, probably compared to my regular retail ones. So she was probably in that top group as well. But I do love the little metallic nose. I also think that my 10-inch Connor Hug Me would be in the top 4 for most expensive. I got this one myself from another collector. I don't remember how much these ones actually were, so I can't give you like a specific answer. I just remember they were more expensive. But the little 10-inch version is definitely in my top 4 because I just remember this one was more expensive. Because I think this one is a little harder to find. I don't know that they've re-released this one while I've actually been collecting. I think they either re-released or released the 12-inch version that I have while I was collecting, and I was able to get that one in person in a store, but this one I don't think I've ever seen in person. And then I think my most expensive Squishmallow has to be the San Diego Check-In Series 2022 version of Connor. Probably an easy guess from looking at my collection that this one would most likely be the most expensive, but honestly, he was so worth it. I'm just so blessed to have him in my collection. I'm so excited that I can add him to my little moo count. So this one is probably my most expensive Squishmallow in my collection to date. Alright, so we're going to get back with Mr. Fuzzamello Connor for the end of the video, but that is all the questions that I am going to answer today. Those were so much fun, so thank you so much for submitting those if you submitted a question, and I can't wait to do another video to answer more of y'all's questions. If you either don't follow me on Instagram or didn't ask one yourself when I first posted my story about this, but would like to ask one now, feel free to drop them in the comments because I'd love to hear those questions too and answer them in a future video. Well, that's all I have for today. Thanks for tuning in, besties. See you next time.